hoop stories. The year was 2005, and I was a junior now at Cal. I was getting buckets. This came with a lot of interesting things like new parties. We had a party at my house for my birthday that ended up being called Rod Fest, simply because everyone was getting loose to Yin Yang Twins on my futon, which was forever dented. That's besides the point. During the season, what had changed the most, besides the fact that I went from being on the bench to being someone who started, was the media requests. Now, at that time, I had never really done any media. Like, I did a couple high school papers, maybe like a.com, and those were very straightforward. Now I was being asked real questions about the game, like that I barely understood. I got in trouble. We were playing the University of Arizona. We were 11-8, and they were like number 9 in the country or something. I don't know. When you're playing sports, you really do believe that you always have a chance. Otherwise, why would you go out? So I get a request, and in the interview, I ended up comparing. This is how my brain works. I'm like, well, forget the teams, forget the factors. Just go one by one. So I'm like, we have Martin Smith, they have Mustafa Shakur, and I'm like, hey, on paper, their assist turnover ratios are essentially the same. They have Salim Stoudemire, we have Richard Midgley. I'm like, on paper, their 3-point percentages are essentially the same. Down the line, until I got to me and Channing Frye, which is probably the biggest lie of them all. Like, if you look at it, we're essentially the same. To my credit, Cal had a lot of future NBA talent. Not necessarily future lottery talent, though, aside from Leon Poe. So they ran this article where Benson compares. I don't even know who ran it, like the Tucson Star or something. But I don't know the name of the newspaper out there. So after we lost by 30, the student newspaper, like the Daily Arizona or whatever, someone did an article there. It was like, how fucking dumb is Rod Benson? And I mean, they used the F word or something. And it went back through my comparison. It was like, these two, dumb. Channing Frye, 30 points. Rod, 8, dumb. And it was just a complete statistical breakdown of how bad my pregame analysis was. And I was like 19, and I was like, what? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Why'd you ask me in the first place? But it was my authentic answer, which is also, I was like mad. Like, why would someone even be mad at the real answer? Like, I thought we had a chance to win. These are the reasons why. Why would it upset people? I don't know. But that was a big lesson then. Such a big lesson that I was kind of taken off media for like the rest of the year. So go to my senior year, and Leon Poe is healthy. I'm supposed to be this dude. We got Devon Harden, supposed to be a future potential lottery pick. And people are talking, we have a really good front court nationally. So I get a media request, a rare one, interview, and I'm like, I know the rules this time. Don't say anything. They're like, so do you think you have the best front court in America? And I'm like, what is America, sir? Answer me that. So to my surprise, I was called back in by the head coach like the next day, and he's like, I'm going to need you to call Andy Katz and retract your article, like what you said. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't say anything this time. I know I didn't say anything. He's like, yeah, that's the point. What'd you say about Jordan Wilkes? And I was like, he didn't ask me about Jordan Wilkes. What'd you say about Jordy Jelly? I was like, he didn't ask me about Jordy Jelly. What did you say about Sam Rayburn? I said, he didn't ask me about Sam Rayburn. What'd you say about the coaching staff? He didn't ask me about the coaching staff. Exactly. Call him back and add all those things. I was like, what? Is that legal? I don't even know. So I call Andy Katz back, and again, this is at a time with like before, I don't know if I called a cell phone or a landline, but guaranteed he didn't know who was calling him or why. So he picked up blind, and he's like, hello? And I'm like, hey, it's Rod Benson from Cal. I need to retract my previous statements. He made no sound, but I could hear his eyes rolling in slow motion, like, oh. And he's like, well, so what do you want to say? I'm like, yes, our front court is very nice because of the coaching staff. And you're not going to forget Jordy Jelly and Jordan Wilkes. And if you leave here without mentioning Sam Rayburn, well, then I don't think you understand our front court at all. Good day, sir. And this is why y'all always get stupid media interviews from players. Like, there's no choice but to say some dumb shit like that, and we learn it early. And I could flip in a heartbeat. I don't do this in the hoop stories usually, but I'm gonna make up a question. Hey, you had 20 points today. Your opponent had 28. How do you feel? Hey, Jim played a good game. They're a well-coached team. Follow-up question, sir. Well, then, did you play bad? It's every day we take it day by day. We're going to get back in the lab tomorrow, and we're going to work it out. Coach has a good game plan. I trust him. Another version of that answer that I would actually say, like, the nigga had 28 because he shot 30 times. Like, bro, did you even watch? I was being double-teamed here, and here. I made the right play. Like, not every game is about stats. Also, I still had 20. Also, we lost by 1. Also, we lost. Did you see what the ref said? Like, the whole thing was fugazi, and you're bringing it down to this? All right, I'm out of here. The game plan also sucked.
And no matter how it goes, now it's on me. Pops want me back then, how it's gonna be. On the way to the top, it get lonely.